Hey there, and welcome to the first video on calories. This is going to give you clarity on what calories are, why they matter for your metabolism, your weight loss, your goals. Right? This is not a dieting lesson, this is just an understanding of how to fuel your body properly so you can hit your goals. Let's get right into it. What are calories? Calories are simply a measurement of energy. Your body needs energy every day to do everything from walking, talking. Literally everything in life requires energy. Calories is how we get that. It comes from the food we eat, and our body uses that energy to fuel everything that we do. So, consuming, too many calories versus too few. So if we consistently eat more calories or energy than our body needs to use or burns, we store that energy as body fat. On the flip side, if we eat too little calories, our body starts protecting itself and it starts slowing down the metabolism. So that is why crash diets usually fail, because you drop your calories, your body freaks out, it drops its metabolism, and you don't lose weight. And then when you go back to the level of calories, your body's now burning less and you're eating more, and that's how you gain weight. That's usually why you lose a little bit of weight at first and then you gain it all back or more. And so, when you're under eating, it's important here that we talk about this and we understand how that happens. So it is important to monitor how many calories you're consuming. So, how do calories help our body? Understanding your calorie needs will help you maintain a healthy weight and will allow you to fuel your body so you can perform your everyday functions. At rest, your body burns calories just to move, just to breathe, right? That's called your basic metabolic rate. And our goal is not to slash them, but to fuel your body and your metabolism so you can maintain that level. Most people I work with eat fewer calories than their body needs. And so we'll be looking at that and just making sure you're eating enough calories. One other thing I want to talk about was how it helps our body in terms of cortisol. So when we're under eating, our cortisol, our stress hormone, can actually increase, which makes fat loss harder, disrupts sleep, drains your energy. That's why extreme calorie cutting doesn't always work, right? And so we need to eat enough food so that your body is not freaking out and thinking, I'm not receiving enough. That's how it relates to cortisol. Sources of calories. So carbohydrates are the main source calories to the body. You also have proteins and fats. We're going to talk about those in another lesson here each. So nutrient-dense foods. So not all calories are created equal. Nutrient-dense foods give your body vitamins, minerals, antioxidants to support hormone health, metabolism, energy. So examples of nutrient-dense foods: lean proteins, chicken, meats, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats. Consuming nutrient-dense foods will help improve your health, and we need to make sure that we are, and that is why we eat less processed foods, right, and more nutrient-dense. High-calorie foods such as chips and crackers, sugary drinks, this here, and fast food and fried food like burgers. We all enjoy these foods sometimes, but they give us a lot of calories with not a lot of nutrition. So inside this program, we're not cutting these out completely, right? But we're going to focus on building your meals around nutrient-dense foods most of the time. So why are calories important? Eating enough food ensures a balanced energy equation, right? So your body wants to feel safe. It wants to be fueled. When you chronically undereat, your metabolism is going to slow down. You're going to lose energy. You're going to feel drained. And you're going to get cravings, and your hormones are going to get out of balance. So eating enough fuel, eating enough calories allows your body to burn fat while keeping your metabolism strong. And so understanding that eating enough calories will not lead you to gaining fat, right? Eating more calories than you need. But most people I work with are under eating. Muscle preservation. So during fat loss, we don't just want to lose weight. We want to make sure we preserve muscle. When you undereat or diet too quickly, your body's going to break down muscle tissue and use that for energy. So the first source of energy your body's going to use is its muscle instead of fat. Fat is like a storage for later, right? And so that's why when you're under eating, your body stores more fat because your body's like, I don't know when I'm going to get my next meal. We need to store what we're getting as fat so we can use it later if we don't get food. So that's why under eating leads to more fat. When you're eating enough food, your body doesn't need to store fat because you're fueling it enough, right? And so one big thing when we do that is we also need to make sure we're eating enough protein so we don't destroy muscle, because that's the first thing your body's going to break down. So that's why protein and calories are important. Now, performance and recovery. So, food is fuel for your workouts. When you're properly fueled, your body can perform better, it can recover faster, it can build muscle. So under eating leads you to feeling burnt out, it leads you to not having recovery, and it leads you to having bad results. Now, in terms of metabolism, eating enough food helps you maintain that correct metabolism. Severely restricting calories can let your body know it's starving, kind of like I mentioned. So if you're eating 2,000 calories, your metabolism is burning that number, right? If you are under eating, your metabolism is going to slow down. And so that makes weight loss much more challenging because your metabolism is what allows you to burn fat. And so having sustainable progress. So we are building a sustainable lifestyle that you can stick to long term, right? No crash diets, no cutting out foods that you love. This is about learning how to fuel your body properly so you can feel better, have more energy to work out and do the things in life, right? Be active so you can look better, feel better, and maintain these results long term. This allows you to not have a quick fad diet, right, and then gain it all back. All right, so that's it for this module. You've just built the foundation of understanding for what is a calorie. Next, we're going to look at proteins and macros and start building on that. But remember, you're not here to eat less forever, right? You're here to fuel yourself better. You're here to feel better. You're here to make this a lasting process. And so great job. Encourage you to reach out with any questions at all, and I'll see you in the next lesson.